Hi, everyone. It's Dr. Alfie here. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about loving someone who is struggling with a mental health concern. So, part of this is about helping us understand how to be a good loved one to someone we care for who might be struggling with some aspect of their mental health or mental wellness. And today, our focus is going to be, how do you care for someone who has anxiety? So I'm blinking because I'm one of those people who manages anxiety, but who also loves people with anxiety and who has treated patients over the years who also themselves have loved people with anxiety. So I'm gonna give you a quick example and we're gonna talk quickly about how we might handle that situation. So in this example, let's focus on you're having a conversation with someone and you're trying to bare your soul or share some things with them to get some advice, get their opinion, because you trust them, and everything you share gets catastrophized. Say it with me, catastrophized, right? Like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, catastrophized. And basically all that means is that whatever the situation is, a person with significant anxiety that's not controlled is going to always go for a worst case scenario. So what do you do in that situation? Okay, let's talk through an example. So you go to someone and you say to them, oh, I'm so excited. I just turned in my paper and it was a group project and everybody contributed for the most part, but there was this one person who just kind of didn't do anything. Really? And so really what you're looking for is probably a pat on the back that says, good job, well done. You got your paper done. You managed a group well. You're awesome. You're a rock star. But what you get, right, which is a sign, an indicator, and symptom of anxiety is, ooh, Lord, you know how that goes. That person who didn't do any work probably gonna bring y'all grade all the way down to an F. Not helpful. So let's talk about what you do. The first thing I think you do is you go back into the recesses of your mind and you remember what Dr. Alfie is saying right now, which is, you really have to start with a place of how you feel. And the only way to get to being reminded of how you feel is to start with setting your intention before you go into the conversation, right? So you remind yourself, I'm proud of myself. I did a good job. I'm happy with the way my project came out. I managed the team effectively. We got that paper in. I'm an awesome student. I have really good grades. I'm gonna keep having really good grades, right? That's where you start. You set your own intention. Then you go into the conversation and sort of quickly process this and think to yourself, I'm hoping to get a good outcome from this conversation with my loved one. I'm hoping that what they're going to share with me is some support and some encouragement. And that's where you start. Then when you hear that comment, you remind yourself, this is not about me. This doesn't make me a bad student. This doesn't mean I did something wrong. This doesn't mean I'm naive or being ridiculous in terms of me feeling positively about this paper that I turned in. Instead, right, and you processing this quickly so you don't allow yourself to get dragged down into the catastrophizing, you remember that your loved one has anxiety, and that's what they do. So if you can do those three things, set your intention, encourage yourself, and set your intention for what you want to come out of that conversation. And then if you end up in a situation where it's been catastrophized, you remember the catastrophizing is not about you. It's about your loved one and the mindset and the fact that they're dealing and struggling with anxiety, right? So that's a lot I'm asking you to do all at once, but the more you practice, the easier it gets. And I'm hoping that this will help you. So until next time, take care, and always remember that I'm wishing you lots of love, lots of light, and hoping that it's always informed by good, culturally relevant science. Take care.